Hello, all my beautiful boys, girls, cats, and dogs, but mostly just boy cats. It's your pal Scott here. Drew and I forgot how to do the all request episodes because we have extreme short-term memory loss, memento style. And we forgot that we're supposed to record them in two parts because when we talk about 10 movies and do a 1 hour preamble, you get yourself a long episode. Although I will say, looking back at the last batch of all request episodes, this one at 4.5 hours plus is somehow one of the shortest, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me, but here we find ourselves. So this is part 2 of the first of this batch of all request episodes. If you haven't listened to part 1, that's actually insane to me, but go and fix that. Go listen to yesterday's part 1, and then hop on over back here for part 2. And in case you missed all the important instructions in part 1, the latecomer special is on. If you want to get in while the getting is inexplicably still good, $50 US per movie request or more. $50 or more and one movie request or more. To paypal.me/notscotthenson. I'm on Cameo because I'm a Cameo superstar now, and I'm transitioning all of my efforts onto that. Cameo.com/scoot. Of course, our sponsor Manscaped.com, promo code CATS20. What else could there possibly be? Oh yeah, join the YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on YouTube, great. You don't need to do any more clicking, except one. Click the join button by the video. And if you're not on YouTube, if you're doing this on Napster, then go to youtube.com/@notscotthenson and click the join button and become one of those guys that gives us money. And if I played my cards right, those guys and gals who give us money are getting this episode early. And if you're not, I'm sorry. And we'll try it for next week. But I am making moves here. And while we're on the apology train, sorry to Deja, whose name I pronounce wrong in the first 5 seconds of this. Enjoy. Hairspray 2007 by Deja/Dianite. One person, not two. She's many names, she's many things to many people.
This is the first declared act of terrorism against me made in this all request spectacular.
But not the last.
Yeah. This one is just domestic terrorism. That
We're going
last
global?
one is global terrorism to me. Stay tuned to episode 7 or 8. Because there is something that I consider to be a personal attack on my livelihood.
Is it by Sonics?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No. Way worse.
Way worse. Interesting.
Yeah, no.
Stay tuned.
I mean that's just, there's a couple things later on that are by retards. But
yeah.
This one right here I consider a personal act of direct terrorism towards Drew.
Drew just showed me the global terrorism movie, and yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but he has opinions on it. Yeah, so stay tuned. You know what? If things don't change, I'll even tell you what episode that's gonna be. It's gonna be episode 6 on January 19th. I can't believe we're gonna do this for that long, and that's not even the last one.
So, I hate musicals with a passion.
Yep.
I hate watching people fake sing or real sing to camera. But I also hate people in movies singing to each other, but not like, let's say like you're talking about, I think, is it in Love Actually? Is there somebody singing a love song to someone in Love Actually?
Probably.
You haven't seen it. I don't mind if it's like something in a serious movie that is like romantic or sad or like some kind of gesture. Like that I don't mind. What I hate is like musical numbers. I hate like over the top, embarrassing, like stupid, exaggerated, comical like motions and singing and acting. Like I hate that. And guess what? This movie is all that.
Yes.
Did we say what it was?
Yeah, we said Hairspray.
Okay. 2007's Hairspray. Go fuck us. This is the one that I have the most notes for, and it's
Are they positive?
It's mostly hate.
I see. My first one's positive. 3 seconds in, and we have the word Negro.
My first note is, who's this pig?
My second note is, what's Nikki Blonsky up to lately? Also,
400?
Fun.
I mean, Scott, there has never been a bigger definition of a chode in my life. She's 4'11", 320 pounds. She's a circle.
She is. She's post Blueberry Violet Beauregard.
Yes, absolutely. But,
she should have been blue.
But also her head is as big as her body.
Yes.
So
she's a snowman. Has anyone ever looked more like a Nikki Blonsky than Nikki Blonsky? No. She's a perfect name. She's a reverse Annie Potts.
Yes.
Because Nikki Blonsky looks like she could be an Annie Potts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's set in the 50s? Question mark.
50s going on 60s, because I will say
50s
going on 60s. I will say my favorite song of the movie is "Welcome to the 60s."
Admittance, Scott.
You fast forward a couple songs. I fast forward to all.
Well, as we're going through, I'm gonna read you my notes, but
yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah,
I just want to very quickly gloss over the plot, just read the fucking points we made, and then move on. Okay. I don't want to spend a lot of fucking time going through the plot of a dumb fucking musical. It's set in the 50s, going on in the 60s. There's a television show that all the kids are bopping and like, jiving and trumping to.
American Bandstand.
Yeah, it's a bandstand. Yeah. And they have mostly whites, and then they have one show that's the blacks.
Negro Day.
And it's Negro Day. Yep. And like a lot of the white kids like the black music and the black dancing, and they want to do that, and the families are like, no, we keep the colors and the whites separate. Then there's like a really fat pig who wants to also dance like a regular human being.
She thinks she's people.
She thinks she's people. They put clothes on her and makeup. Jesus. And then there's like, political and racial tension and marches and trying to get shows canceled because they don't want blacks on regular TV. Mm-hmm. And that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Here are my notes. I'm just going to power through them, and you can jump in whenever you want.
Hit me.
Travolta mailing in any attempt to be feminine. Like, not even trying.
It's John Travolta in a costume.
It's John Travolta. It's a closeted gay man in a fat woman suit.
Yeah.
Race music made me laugh. When Michelle Pfeiffer is the only good character in this movie. Because she gets all the racist lines.
Yes.
And apparently, one of the trivia notes that I read is that she didn't really realize she was the racist character until several days into filming.
Fun.
I said, oh, sick, a pre-mental breakdown Amanda Bynes, sans face tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Which then leads me to trivia point of Amanda Bynes' character, Penny, is seen constantly eating lollipops. Bynes' father, who is a dentist, became very worried for her dental health, as it was established she ate about 40 lollipops a day. She told him that she wasn't actually eating any of them, which in reality she ate all of them. And imagine living in a world where that's the only thing you need to worry about your daughter doing, and not going mentally insane.
Imagine that's the worst thing you lied to your dad about.
Exactly.
Should I tweet Drake and ask him to murder my pussy?
Yes.
Okay.
That worked out well.
Should I get obviously raped by Dan Schneider.
Yes.
Okay.
But you gotta show me your feet.
Gotta show feet. Oh, okay.
Was that Dan Schneider?
I was about to think that, because I was just thinking about feet. I'm like, wait, am I a Dan Schneider? No, I'm a Dan Schneider victim.
You're the girl from iCarly. You're iCarly.
I'm iCarly.
Oh my God, Scott's iCarly.
Yep. Also, one of my most popular tweets of all time. Another boring day jerking off to iCarly.
Terrible. Another great Michelle Pfeiffer line was when they're talking about how it's brought up about like the Motown music, and then she goes, "Oh, Detroit sound. What's that? The sound of people getting mugged."
Very funny.
Very funny.
Yep. Also, Michelle Pfeiffer wanting to steer people in the white direction.
That's my next note.
Yeah.
Then I wrote Negro Day, made me laugh.
Yep.
Then like
actually, can I pause you on Negro Day?
Here.
Oh, nice pause. Very nice. Kissing his own paws.
Yeah, you probably don't notice, but before I do the claws,
you kiss them
on their back. No, I always go.
Oh, love it. Yeah, I didn't know because my back's always too.
I shine them up.
That's
shine
awesome.
them up before I class them back.
Love it.
You should try and lift both of them this show.
No, one's big.
Yeah, you can do it. You got strong haunches.
I do have strong haunches.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. If my back felt 100%, I'd consider it.
You know what'd be
it does not.
You know what'd be really fun is if we did it the other way, where you come off the second rope with Fez.
I can come off the second rope. Not the top. Top is scary.
I've done top once and it was scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did top.
Yeah. Anyways, continue. Please continue, Scott, with your point that you were going to say.
So I was looking up where I knew the teacher from. It's a kind of older lady, Jane Eastwood. I knew her from Haven.
Relation to?
No.
Mother of Clint?
I looked. No, she's not Clint Eastwood's mother, who's 127 years old. No, I knew her from Haven, Canadian filmed Stephen King related series.
Yeah. Once starred Edge.
As per the
Adam Edge.
Not even. As per the credits on Haven, WWE superstar Edge is how he was credited.
Well, you're not wrong. He was a WWE superstar.
Well, you had to do something when your neck is shattered.
Let's test it out.
Yeah, so I was looking up where I knew Jane Eastwood from when I heard James Marsden saying Negro Day, and I looked up from what I was doing. I was like, oh. So that was fun.
Yep. So then Nikki Blonsky gets in trouble at school. She gets sent to detention. Of course, detention is full of blacks.
And then I wonder how this thick white woman ingratiated herself to all the black guys there so very quickly.
But I wrote, do you know how pug-fugly you need to be for black guys to not want to be into a fat woman that is clearly down to fuck? Because she wants them, and they do not want her.
They're nice to her, but I guess they don't want to fuck her.
No.
Yeah.
But, Scott, do you not understand how ugly you have to be?
No, look, I know. I get it.
Here's my note. I am 24 minutes into this movie.
Okay.
I wrote, at this point, I've actively watched 6 out of 24 minutes. like that I didn't skip.
Yeah.
Any song.
Songs are done.
I skipped.
Songs are gone. Yeah.
I skipped all the way through the song. Then, my next note, I skipped another 6 minutes. So I guess I've watched 6 out of 30 minutes.
You're just powering through this movie.
Yeah. So then they have an audition to be like the new lead dancer girl, or like one of the new dancers.
Because the last one got pregnant.
And old Porky goes out for her. I'm going to be real mean about her, this whole time.
Sure.
So she goes out for the audition, and she ends up like being quite good. So then the host of the show is James Marsden.
Mm-hmm.
Noted connection to Sonic the Hedgehog.
True.
So he says to her, "So Tracy, tell us about yourself." And Tracy says, "Well, I watch the Corny Collins show, and I do absolutely nothing else." And I yelled at my phone at work on my break, Yeah, no shit. It shows. I liked her being referred to as a chubby communist girl.
Yep.
Then when they were doing...
I'm something of a chubby communist myself.
Yeah. Then at one point, they were... I don't remember the context of it. I think it was like when they were starting to get them together to dance, and somebody just yelled, "Mix those kids!" I thought that was pretty funny.
I like mixing the kids.
Then Michelle Pfeiffer referred to the mixture of them dancing as a black and tan cocktail.
Yep.
Then we get an awesome cameo. Frank Costanza selling plus-sized bras.
Jerry Stiller selling big girl titty holders.
I wrote, is Travolta just doing Sweet D doing a Philadelphia accent? I mean, I know it's Baltimore.
They're similar and equally stupid accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote this accent in all capitals.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's absurd.
Not trying to be a woman, not trying to act, not trying to sound like you're actually from wherever you're supposed to be from.
Yeah. I did like the John Waters cameo as the Flasher at the beginning. Yep. I said, John Waters, hey, give me a The Wire reference, and this is my favorite Baltimore movie of all time. Yeah.
Although, not filmed in Baltimore.
Not filmed in Baltimore.
Filmed in Toronto. Callback.
Mm.
I like when they show up to Frank Costanza's bra store, and he just gives them a tray of donuts.
Yeah.
And I said, Frank's an encourager.
He's a feeder.
He's a feeder.
Yeah.
Then there was a very funny line by Amanda Bynes where she said, where they were going to go protest the black show on the channel getting canceled, or the black day on the show getting canceled, and they invite her to go, and she says, "Oh, getting invited to places by colored people." And I was like, yeah, I wish I could invite.
It does feel good. You feel very cool. You feel very cool.
Queen Laquifa had a real sick leopard print outfit.
Yes.
It's a shame that it was jungle and not snow.
True.
And then I wrote...
Too much gold, not enough white.
And I wrote, at this point, I've maybe watched 22 out of 58 minutes.
I like that you're giving a running tally.
Yep. Although I stopped after that because I just wanted to get through the rest of the fucking movie. I really, really wanted that donkey cigarette dispenser.
Yeah.
Where it comes out the butt.
Yeah.
I really
very
want
cool.
that. That's very cool.
I bet you can find that somewhere.
Then I just wrote a completely tone-deaf march so we can dance scene.
Yeah.
Like, completely fucking tone-deaf.
Oh, yeah. I got a question about the structure of the school.
Yeah.
Do the black kids get to attend class, or are they placed directly in detention?
I feel like it's directly in detention.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They're never in anything else except for detention.
Yeah, like in the morning, they just report to detention, and that's their school day.
Every day, they get detention for the next day for being the wrong color.
For being black. Yeah.
So then the next day they show up and they're like, still black.
It's kind of
detention tomorrow.
It's kind of a catch-22. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what they do. What Travolta is like a space denier.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the deal? Because it's obviously it's pre-moon landing, so he wasn't saying they faked the moon landing. I think you just like they're faking everything in space. Yeah. I like that.
I wrote, am I honestly supposed to believe that super mega hunk Zac Efron would really be into that complete chode? Really? Get the fuck out of here. Not everything is this chode. Amazing, beautiful, personality is all that matters.
Sometimes Zac Efron can do better.
Not the fact that your tummy goes further than your boobs. I feel like I'm being really mean now, but I'm fine with it. And
mine does.
And then my last comment was just...
My tummy goes further than my boobs. Not a lot, but a little.
Barely. Just the last note that I wrote was, a black sheriff?
That was the twist.
Yeah.
That was Shyamalanian. That was more Philly than Baltimore, that one. My fun thing was I didn't know it was directed by my favorite So You Think You Can Dance choreographer / judge, Adam Shankman.
Cool.
Who also, I think he did the Step Ups too.
Sure. I think I've seen the first one.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
A Jew?
Adam Shankman, I'm going to play the odds and say absolutely.
I was referencing Black Sheriff.
Oh.
I was referencing Robin Hood Men in Tights.
What has...
Dave Chappelle's character's name is A Chew.
That's right. What has Adam Shankman done for me? He's produced stuff, but what have you... He's directed 26 things.
Sir Robin, you lost your arms in the war, but you grew some nice tits.
He did... What do we get? We got a Hairspray. We got a Cheaper by the Dozen too.
Cool.
The Pacifier.
Cool.
I didn't know he directed like movie because he's like a dance guy.
Movies? Scott, who the fuck saw either of those fucking movies?
I mean, they were movies.
Yeah, with a combined box office gross of like $80.
Bringing Down the House. What, is he in love with Steve Martin?
I saw that one. Not in theaters, but I saw that one.
The Wedding Planner. That's a good one.
Didn't see that one.
His directorial debut.
Your debut.
And then what else we got? Directed Zac Efron's Pool Party.
Sure.
Some episodes of Glee. Oh, only one Step Up. Step Up 2018's Step Up High Water. Oh, it's a TV series, and he directed one episode. I have falsely attributed the Step Up movies to Adam Shankman. Huh. I think he choreographed for Step Up.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's my guy.
Don't care.
That's my guy, Adam Shankman.
Don't care. Move on.
And that was Adam Shankman's 2007 Hairspray. What do you think about Mishima, A Life in Photo Chapters, 1985 by Brock B., who describes this as his favorite Paul Schrader movie.
Well, he hasn't seen First Reformed, has he?
I would think that he hasn't seen First Reformed, because I like First Reformed.
First Reformed is fucking great.
And also, if we're opening it up to movies Paul Schrader wrote, then you got Taxi Driver and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, we're only doing directing.
Even so, First Reformed.
He also did Hardcore.
Ooh.
Come on.
So yeah.
Shelley, come on.
Shelley. So yeah, I was intrigued with this from the start because you don't hear much about Japanese domestic terrorism, and that seems to be that's what this is about. So that I found interesting. So so it's in fact told in 4 chapters. Mishima is
as the name of the movie would
Truth in Advertising. And Mishima's a like author, playwright type guy who was also sort of in the military somehow. I guess just everyone was, because it was war and post-war.
During the war and post-war, pretty much everybody had to be.
Yeah.
Oh God, Scott. Well, not to get off topic, but shout out to @John Edith 22 follows both of us on Twitter.
I think that might be movie suggester Jacob D.
Well, Jacob D, you win Twitter today.
Does he?
I posted that picture of the snow last step.
Yep.
And he wrote, "Love the selfie heart."
Aw. I like it.
And I'm going to say, this is my favorite thing today.
Is that the guy I'm thinking of? Yes, that's him.
What did he request?
He requested... Oh, spoilers.
Well, you can just say it to me. I don't know.
No, I'm just going to say it. Oh, like one of the next movies we're doing, Redline.
Uh-oh.
Look, hey, you've balanced out.
Yeah, okay.
Now you've done a nice thing for Jacob.
Good.
And now you can talk shit about his movies.
I might not talk shit. I'm just... Yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody has to kind of do military service.
Yeah.
And also, all their brains were mushed from the bombing.
Well, yeah, because anime had just started in August 10th, 1945.
I know that we've said this on the pod like in years past, but how fucking insane it is that the only place in the world that an atomic bomb has been dropped on, like,
people,
civilization, is Japan. Like, that's so wild.
It is crazy.
That is crazy.
It's totally crazy.
Of all the places.
Yeah.
Because, like, now you look at Japan as, like, a modern, like, forward-moving, like, massive economical country. But then you're like, how has there never been a nuclear bomb dropped anywhere in the Middle East, Eastern
Russia,
Europe, or, like, the bad parts of Africa?
India, Pakistan. They both have them, and they're pointed at each other constantly.
Palestine, except for some people don't consider that a country.
Palestine's not a country, so I don't know how they could have.
P.S. This podcast is very pro-Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Which all the English soccer fans seem to be doing now.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Good for them.
Good for them. Free Palestine. You know why? Because the other guys are the bad guys.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, anyways, you're saying military service.
That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay. First thing, right off the bat, I said, it's important when it's produced by Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Interesting 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
But they were clearly on board with this.
Well, I guess they must know the history of
Mishima. I couldn't tell you his first name for $1 million.
Yoshio. No.
It might be a might be a Y.
Yoshio Mishima?
Mishima is played by Ken Ogata as Yukio.
Mishima. Yukio. It's all the same. That's the difference between Dave and Dan.
Exactly.
So yeah, we said it's told in 4 chapters. He's like, as a human being, he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
So
Get
he's
that vibe.
like kind of a poet and like a film director, film star, kind of.
Yeah.
But then also like a military general.
Yeah, like a decently high-ranking guy.
Yeah.
Because he has all these people under him.
But also who has like severe mental problems and also a sexual identity issue.
Yeah.
He had a very interesting life.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Like, I get making a movie about him because, like, yeah, the guy is all over the place.
All over the place. Because, like, he starts off, like, when he's younger and he has, like a speech impediment.
Yeah, he's, like, a terrible stutter.
Yeah, and, like, he's, like, kind of been deemed, like, a geek.
Yeah, and he goes to, like... Phoebe school,
yeah,
or whatever.
And he meets a friend, and the friend just kind of is like, like guys like us never get girls. Like, you can't even talk, and I got frog feet.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck is frog feet?
We don't understand what that affliction is.
I'm like, what ailment does he have? Like he has a little bit of a.
He seems to have a limp, but
like, what is frog feet?
Wish I knew.
Frog don't walk. Frog's like hop.
Yeah.
He's not hopping.
It's not hopping.
And he doesn't, what has he got, webbed toes? Is that his problem?
Don't know.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that was confusing. But yeah, and I wasn't expecting the movie to be so stylized.
Oh, very artsy.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be this artsy, but it really, because like, lots of stuff like in the past in the movie is all these like super like stylized, almost like fantastical
like
sets.
The room, like where he goes to Phoebe school, is like because everything's like built on a stage or a set, because a lot of it's not filmed in Japan,
right?
Or parts of it aren't filmed in Japan, and so they build sets to represent like where they're supposed to be. So it's
not like they're trying to make it look realistic.
No, exactly.
At
so
all.
It's like a room filled with water,
like with a roof,
with a roof, but with like a stone walkway that goes around a golden temple that's like scaled down.
Yeah, but the temple's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like, but I guess that's to represent like where he went to Phoebe school.
Yeah,
and then they meet some girls, and the friend who's got frog feet is like. He's handsome, and so the only reason like he's like down on himself is because
he has a limp.
But then he fake falls, and these girls like feel sympathy for him, and then he kind of gives Mishima like the kind of like the wink, like
basically taught him you gotta like own your handicap,
you use it to your advantage,
So
my literally the next note I just wrote was like, oh, I'm surprised we got 22 minutes into the movie before there was any weird post-war pervert sex stuff.
We got little Japanese titties. Yep.
Which I'm fine with it.
It's
there are some nicer Japanese titties later.
There absolutely are, and also full bush.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, bush is gross, but
yeah. Well, you're a manscaper and a womanscaper. You want everyone to be scaped.
No.
You want everyone to look like a baby.
I will tell you my personal stance on it. Mm-hmm. It holds in odors and sweat and fluids.
Musk.
And if, you know what? I'm a Bill Clinton man. I eat and cheat. But eating ain't cheating.
Absolutely.
Eating ain't cheating. I like to perform oral sex on women. but I don't want to perform oral sex on women if it smells like a fish market.
Sure.
And I feel like pubic hair holds in the smells and flavors, and I don't like that.
Flavors.
I'm very sensitive to odors like that.
We got that snap nose.
Yeah. I gotta smell my prey from way up on top of the mountain.
It's true.
And I'd rather be up on the mountain than buried in the ocean. So, I mean, sure, it's
Very
obviously a hygiene problem, and it's probably not as bad as I'm making it out to be. But yeah, I feel like pubic hair maintains smell, and I don't like that. Uh-huh. And if I'm going to be intimate with someone, I don't want to be like, ugh. So that's why I don't have any either.
More than fair.
I feel like I don't want to smell down there, so that's why we've got Manscaped Ball Toner.
Crop Preserver.
And the Crop Preserver, the Lawn Mower.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't forget to go to manscaped.com.
Promo code CATS20.
There you go.
But if you can wait a week, go ahead. Because we're good for this week.
He ends up having sex with the woman, he doesn't have sex with her. He like sexually touches her, and then she's kind of like,
there was a sexual touching.
You know what?
It's like that Marvin Gaye song, "Sexual Touching."
Sexual touching, sexual.
Yeah.
She's a child. Killed by my dad. Her stepdad? Dad. So yeah, and then she's just kind of like not into it. Like she's like, you can touch me. Okay, that's enough.
We're good. We're good here. I don't have many notes.
Well, I mean, I have bits and pieces, but they don't really. So yeah, so you're seeing him as a younger man struggling with his like speech impediment, and then he sort of like thinks like, I can be something better than I am.
Yeah.
Like,
and also they showed some childhood stuff where he lived with his grandmother even though his mother was alive.
His grandmother took him away.
His grandmother took him from his mother.
Dies, and he goes back to live with his mom, and his mom's like weird and cold now, and like doesn't want to. So I'm sure there's something.
Maybe you shouldn't have let your mom steal your kid.
Well, Scott, bombs. So then now, see, here's the thing. Even though I was paying attention, I had a really hard time following the timeline.
Me too.
And especially, like, what era we were in. Because I knew it was...
Yeah.
I knew the time frame of Mishima. I knew the 1970s thing.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're looking at
the domestic terrorism was the 70s,
but if you're looking... It was 1970.
70? Yeah.
But if you're looking at him in this Phoebe school...
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is like 1780. Or something.
Yeah,
right?
It's like feudal Japan.
Yeah, like that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, like me. They should be samurais.
And then like when they're moving forward, it's almost like, oh, this is like 1985.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, but now it's 1960? Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and then there's some clear like during the war, so that's 40s.
Yeah. So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And even though it's told in 4 chapters, it's not like the one chapter is a specific time frame.
No, it's not.
It like they go everywhere. So it was kind of clunky. Like I didn't have, I had a harder time being like, okay, so now he's like 30 something in the 60s.
Yeah,
50s,
it was
60s.
like, yeah, it was hard to like gain footing on the movie. It's hard to have something to like grab onto.
Yeah. So like, yeah, so the next one is then it sort of like starts with his military service. It goes to him being an adult, like his older years in the military with some guys in a car discussing some kind of plans. And you don't really get the context of what the plans are. He just sort of says, like, you follow what I say no matter what. And they're like, no, we don't want to. He kind of gets mad at them. And then that's the last we see of that until towards the end.
Yeah, but it's not like they were being insubordinate. They wanted to do even more than he was letting them do.
Yeah.
It's not like they were against the plan.
No, not at all. Yeah. No. They're on his side.
Yeah.
They want it to be more grandiose. And he's... like, no, we're just doing what I'm telling you to do. Mm-hmm. So then we get sort of like a glimpse into his like more adult life, where he's clearly like confused about his sexual identity and who he is, because he ends up meeting like he goes to like some kind of diner in the 50s.
Sure.
And he's like talking to some lady, like older lady who's kind of like flirtatious with him. And then he meets this other like beautiful woman who's the one that has the nice tits. Mm-hmm. And they're like having sex and stuff, but it's sort of like this I mean, I wrote the note at the very end, so maybe I don't want to spoil. Anyways, doesn't matter. But like, they're having sex, but he's like like, I feel very effeminate, like, sort of, and he's, like, wearing makeup, and then he's, like, talking about how he wants to change his body, and then she's, like, holding up a mirror to camera.
That was a weird...
It was cool.
Yeah,
that was a cool visual, but it's very, like, weird.
It was very much a cool but weird scene.
Because, like, she's holding up the mirror in front of his face so that we can see her reflection in the mirror, but he can't see it.
Right.
And then she holds it up
like
over
her face
breast.
over him.
Yeah. So that she's like, this is your face. This is what you would look like as a woman. And then she holds it, so reflecting her boob on his chest.
Check out this titty.
It's like, this is your titty now. And, like, that was very strange. Like, and then we see the next thing is, like, him at, like, an underground gay club. Yeah. With all of his, like, military friends. Mm-hmm. And there's just, like, some slow dancing. Yep. And, like, what did it say? Oh. So he's, like, dancing with, like, I guess who his sort of partner is, or his, like, secret lover. Yeah. And his love, they're, like, dancing, and his lover kind of, like, grabs his arm, and he says something like, oh, you're, like, getting fat. Yeah. And then I just wrote, man, I really hope my secret gay lover doesn't subtly tell me I'm a fat old man. That would be devastating.
Yeah. Forget it. Yeah. And it was also at this point in the movie where they lost the support of Mishima's family. Yes. Which they had up to that point.
Yeah. They real life family had said they would help, they would support the movie, but only if they cut out the gay scene, the gay club scene. And
Schrader, to his credit, said "fuck you."
Sorry, it's part of his life.
He did gay shit.
This wasn't a Bohemian Rhapsody.
He was on that DL.
This wasn't a. Hey, wasn't he like one of the biggest gay icons of a generation? Oh yeah, but you can't show any of the gay stuff. Yeah. Okay, fine. Then he'll just be bisexual, but only be with women. Yeah. So when he's with that woman, he kind of is like, I think I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to like get big. And then she's like, but you don't need to change. She's like, no, I want to be big. Yeah. And I wrote, good. I want to be a pretty lady. I want to be a bodybuilder. I want you to hurt me just a little bit, but not a lot. Like, God, he's so all over the fucking place.
Make up your mind.
And then I wrote the note that I had a hard time following the time jumps for some reason, like what time frame everything was. And then there was just like a scene with him and a bunch of guys like going into showers, and I was like, oh, I was not expecting to see a Japanese penis. So small.
So small.
Then he's back in the diner with the old lady, and like a Yakuza guy comes in and sort of says like, you know, until you pay up, like, my boss owns this restaurant now. Right. And he grabs a cup of tea, throws it in her face, and then pause. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Oh! So hot! Like, she really... The reaction time was real delayed reaction. Slow on that. Yeah. So then Mishima gets up and, like, is gonna punch the guy, but the guy, like, really fast. Like, counter, bam, bops him. And then I just wrote the note, who's the toughest gay man alive? Like, legitimately, who is the toughest gay man alive?
Who's the toughest gay man? Bill Goldberg.
Okay.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Conor McGregor. Noted man who gets every woman pregnant in Ireland. Conor McGregor.
Mike Tyson.
Ooh. Tough.
Herschel Walker.
No, he's too busy paying for abortions.
That's true.
Like, no, I was legitimately trying to think, like, because, you know, no tough guys would ever come out of the closet.
I got it. Jake Atlas.
Well, he is 1-0 in domestic bare knuckle disputes, so maybe it's Jake Atlas.
Sorry, secret gay Brendan Vink.
Please call him by his real name, Duke Hudson.
PNB.
Peanut butter.
Yep, penis and butt.
Penis and butt. What else did I write? Oh, there was one cool scene, which was when they were all... So they do the sort of like his early military stuff, then like his experiences with women, then they show him like doing his bodybuilding, then his sort of gay stuff. Yeah. And then the end of the movie is like what I guess he's mostly known for. There's like a little bit of like... I just wrote like, a secret gay mentally ill filmmaker, like, woo, unheard of. So he's like writing his own. He starts by writing his own plays and poetry.
Yeah.
Then he starts doing like movies once movies start becoming like a thing.
Yeah.
So he's making like military movies of like him being like this big general and whatever. But like little do we know that it's kind of secret, like it's kind of secret training for what they're doing. Like he's getting all this information and this like stuff together, money, support, and so that he can do something.
Yeah.
So there's like one scene where they're all plotting that they want to reinstate Imperial Japan.
Yes, that's the plan.
That's like the big idea.
We don't like the Prime Minister. We like the Emperor.
And we don't like how the Western world has got their hands in our country.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We lost the fucking war. We want the Emperor in charge, not like this military or this
Hirohito.
Hirohito. You mean Kenzo Suzuki?
Kenzo Suzuki.
So they're all together. They do like a blood bond to sign a pact.
Yeah.
That even if I thought that was a cool note.
I was wondering, I didn't look it up, if they did real blood.
I don't know.
I think it would have been cool if they did.
They didn't say any notes.
Also seems unsanitary.
Yeah, but whatever. But they're going to sign this thing stating that it's a blood pact.
Yeah.
To unite under the Emperor.
Yeah.
But then he says, we're also going to have like a toast after this because this piece could float away and disappear, but we'll still have it in our soul.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's a really
I dug it.
Well put together and spoken rally cry. Mm-hmm. And then but the cool scene was it's because it's filmed on a soundstage and they have like a room where they're all in this room signing stuff. And then you just have like a quick snap to a wide above shot. All the walls fall down.
Yes.
And the police storm the room and just grab them and start arresting them. And I was like, that was really cool. Yeah. That was really, really well done. And it was really fast. I was not expecting it. That was a really beautiful shot. Mm-hmm. It's almost as if Paul Schrader makes good movies.
Knows what he's doing. Yeah.
So he gets arrested. They all get arrested, and then they eventually get released on kind of lack of evidence or lesser charges that don't
because they hadn't really
going
done
to prison
anything yet. So it's
just conspiracy of something.
Yeah.
So they get out, and then he sort of he becomes this kind of focal piece for the military, where he's going to go and reveal. The new military uniforms, and these are all of his number one cadets that he's all trained, and they're the future of Japanese military and stuff. Yeah. And they go on television to get his face out there. Mm-hmm. And then what they end up doing is they go and have a meeting with the main general for the prime minister. Yeah. Then they trick him and
take him
hostage. They lock themselves in this room.
Yeah.
And then they demand that the military join them, and they reinstate the emperor.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, you're gay.
Yeah, so he basically goes out on a ledge dictator style.
Yeah.
And to the it's like a big military base.
It's a military base, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all the other military officers.
So he demands they all convene in front of the place.
Yeah.
And he gives his big speech. Yeah, they're all like, fuck you. Fuck you. We don't like what you're saying.
Jump, coward.
Do a flip.
Do a flip. So then I just kind of wrote Harakiri's it's so weird.
Japan loves suicide. Yeah. There was a cool suicide related line a little earlier. How you should commit suicide early and often. When a man reaches 40, he has no chance to die beautifully. So kill yourself before you're 40.
Kill yourself before you're 40.
Tick, 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 Scott.
Do you want to do a double murder Sui?
Love to.
Yeah. I didn't really write any other. Yeah. He ends up giving himself the old harakiri.
Yeah.
In the office because he's bad.
Because nobody liked his dumb idea. I can't believe they didn't reinstate the emperor.
God, if I killed myself over every dumb idea I've ever had, Scott, I would have been dead 40 years ago.
So dead. So very dead. So yeah, I really don't have a ton of notes. It's the movie looks and is shot great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's like a really cool scene that I didn't talk about where they're like in a fake sort of like rock desert with a broken archway, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
They got a name, but I can't remember.
Some kind of gate.
Yeah, but it's like this very specific Japanese, like, whatever the fuck. They have a name, but I can't remember what they're called.
I bet.
Just Bing Japanese gate or Japanese archway.
Torii.
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 Yeah,
A torii is a traditional Japanese gate most commonly found at the entrance or within a Shinto shrine.
There you go.
Yeah. That.
And they have like a big meeting in front of like a broken one in this like gravelly desert area where he kind of tells them like, if you're not going to do this, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then a couple of them leave, and then everybody else unites. That was beautiful. That shot was really great.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the Harakiri scene was really well shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks great. Shot great. Not, not the most together movie, but I understand it's not designed to be. It's designed to be kind of non-linear and kind of ethereal, but yeah, it looks great. It's not my favorite Schrader movie, which might be First Reformed, but it's still is. But yeah, still great to look at and worth watching. So solid pick, Brock B, which brings us to 2019's entire series of Kemono Michi from Brandon H.
I believe it has a full title, Scott.
I mean, I think it was, they added stuff. It was Kemono Michi, and then it's what? Kemono Michi Rise Up?
Rise Up.
Yeah.
That's
original title, Kemono Michi.
That is a 2006 or 7 new singer Drowning Pool theme song for SmackDown.
Oh, it's also a mid-2010s hit by Oscar-nominated for Billie Holiday movie Andra Day.
Sure.
How about that?
You said a lot of words I don't know, but...
So many words.
Sure. I agree.
Good.
Now,
I'd be mad if you didn't.
Before Scott and I move on to Kemono Michi, we need to get our legal team in here.
Oh.
Because we are formally putting charges against the makers of Kemono Michi.
Oh, absolutely.
For theft.
Yes.
For identity fraud.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna change the snow leopard and tiger guy into like a dog guy.
Yeah. Fuck you. Who should I be mad at? All cast and crew.
Oh, look at that. Akira Kurosawa.
Looks like Kazuya Miura directed most of the episodes, so he's on the list. As is Natsume Akatsuki, the author of the manga, who I guess would be even more to blame.
He's the one to blame. They just adapted what he's got.
That's true. Akatsuki, you're on the fucking list.
You fucker.
You're next.
You're dead to me.
Yeah. So this is a 1-season anime series that has looked at our lives and said what if we do this and don't pay them?
Hey, these guys seem cool. Let's rip off their entire gimmick.
Yeah. So
what was it? 2019. I'd only been doing it for a little while.
Very briefly.
So I guess it's more your
it's a lot of me. I would say.
So where do you want to go? How much time we got?
Oh, we got all night. We're only at 3 minutes and 4 seconds. 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
Sick.
Oh, we got hours left. We have 3 hours and 4 minutes.
I hate this. We need to have better structure of how we do these podcasts.
We're gonna try to do better next week, but I also don't promise that we will do better next week.
So, a professional wrestler,
Animal Mask,
who is the grand champion,
who has
undefeated.
Yeah. Oh, but is he going for the grand championship, or does he have it?
He has it.
Or was he going for it?
No, he has it because Mao's mad that he can't.
Mao's never beat him.
And he can't challenge him for it.
Yeah, so this is, he's a professional wrestler, which appears to be just in DDT, a real promotion. Yeah. There's a DDT, the actual DDT logo is on the mat, and he's fighting Mao, an actual DDT wrestler, who was like pretty young in 2019. Yeah. But
he'd been
he was there. Yeah. But it is what it is. So the interesting thing about Animal Mask, the protagonist of our story, is that he has my boots. Yep. My actual just boots. Yep. Like, picture my boots. Change nothing. Those are the boots he has. Yep. What the fuck?
Mao would have been 22, 23.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when he debuted. I don't know, probably
he debuted
16, 17?
2015.
Oh, okay. So he was there.
He's been there 7 years.
So Animal Mask so he's having a championship match with Mao, and he is introduced as the man who loves animals a little too much. Yeah, the next thing I wrote was, wait, is this just actual DDT and Mao? And I'm like, yes, it is. And then he, in mid-move in the match, perhaps as he was going to finish it off,
he jumps off the top.
Jumps off the top, Randy the Ram style. And just like Randy the Ram vaporizes into thin air and is...
and it says directed by Darren Aronofsky.
Directed by Darren Aronofsky. Is transported to another universe. I guess.
A better universe.
A much cooler universe.
A way better universe.
A much furrier universe.
Yeah, it's not all furries though, Scott.
I know it's not all. But it's a non-zero number of furries. Yeah. And that's at least something. That's a good starting point. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep going, I'm stretching. This has been a long podcast and my back hurts.
I know. So, so... He's transported to a kingdom because the princess or whatever has ordained that some sort of galactic hero be summoned.
Please bring me the grandest, sexiest hero.
Yeah. To fight some sort of unknown at this point to us villain, evil thing, what have you. And upon his summoning, because he shows up like in like the royal court or whatever, the first thing people see how he's dressed, and the first question is he a pervert?
Is he a pervert? That's a recurring theme in the show.
The perversion is absolutely a recurring
theme. Just people yelling,
pervert.
Look at that pervert, or hey, that's a pervert, is like a lot in this in the show.
Look, he's just a nice man.
He's got huggers on.
In animal-themed wrestling
if
attire.
Anyone who's ever wrestled in huggers is a pervert, then I guess lock me up.
Sure. Exactly. So that was unfair. And very quickly, he does not care for his situation and German suplexes the princess.
I wrote...
exposing her pussy and asshole to the world.
God, if I could just bridging German suplex one princess, I would be so... happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love immediately after German suplexing her, a guard off camera yells up, "Cover up the royal butt cheeks!"
Yep.
And then he goes, hold on. And he takes like a tablecloth.
Yeah.
And he just like
drapes
and drapes it over top of her. And he's like,
Yeah. I have preserved the royal dignity.
It was draping the tablecloth over her exposed coochie. And the cover up the royal butt cheeks are the greatest 1-2 punch in anime history. Not one punch.
No,
there's one great one punch.
That's a different anime.
It's right here.
Oh,
it was in the box with the chips.
That's right.
Bag with chips.
So yeah, he leaves the royal court.
Yeah,
and very quickly runs into a cat girl.
No, wolf girl or like dog girl.
Yeah, I guess kind of dog girly, and then like a straight up wolf man.
Werewolf.
Yeah.
Wolf man.
Yeah. So
does he have nards?
Wolfman's got nards. So there's sort of different levels of anthros in this.
Absolutely.
Like some are full on like animal.
You got
people.
your wolf man. You got your cat lady from next door. You got Is that it for like? No, there's a couple other.
There's a few that show up, but
Ant-Man?
the ant, yeah, who's just literally just a bipedal ant.
Yep.
And then others who are like, much like the cat people of Freedom Planet and Sonic, are technically furries, but like not trying that hard. Yeah,
not enough.
They got like maybe the ears
or tail, or ears and teeth, or teeth and tail.
Yeah. They got little bits.
It's bits.
Yeah, but they are the barely anthros and the full anthros the same species?
I have no idea.
Because they were definitely, they were calling them beast men.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that just refers to like the real beast men, or everyone that's not fully human,
not a regular human. I don't know. I have no idea.
So I'd like some confirmation on that. So pretty much immediately upon running into the I do like that one of the first things the wolf says is, "Do you like my hairy chest and tail?" And I'm like, who wrote this?
Kelly Summers.
For real. Yeah. Like it's like this show made me feel insane. Yeah.
Well, let's do less plot and more fun things.
Yeah, no, like this I feel like the entire series, and I guess the manga before it, was like it was written at me, not for me.
Literally, the next note I wrote was, the more I watch this, the angrier you should be.
Oh,
I wrote the boots.
Don't worry.
The adorable pet that you think he thinks you're a loser.
Yeah,
being a pervert and a creep when you're out in public. Mm-hmm. It's all you.
I know.
It's all you.
They just kept stacking up and stacking up. So he immediately attack. Well, they don't think that Animal Mask is tough.
No.
But he very quickly tackles and cuddles the wolf into complete submission.
This is where I wrote a wolf that doesn't like to be tickled. What is this, Kelly?
Well, the wolf says he doesn't like to be tickled.
No, it traumatizes him.
No,
later on he's completely traumatized.
The wolf basically has cuddling PTSD for the entire rest of the series. But so yes, clearly there was something he didn't like about it. I guess that it was non-consensual, but
I don't consent to it.
When the actual cuddling was happening, he didn't seem like that.
But I think it's because he was being assaulted. He was being sexually assaulted. Are you saying it's because what he was wearing that it was fine for him to get sexually assaulted?
A hairy chest and tail?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying
now
he was
we almost got stance on sexual assault
of wolfmen.
Of wolfmen, where you hold them down and draw a wolf on their chest.
One of our finer moments. Well. So there's cuddling PTSD, and then and the general plot is that there are these monsters. These aren't the same as Beastmen, because these are more just animals, but like crazy monster animals, who are like a threat to the town, kingdom, whatever, and no one can stop them. And Animal Mask needs money for living quarters. Oh, and his dream, even while he was just in regular Japan wrestling, his dream was to open a pet shop.
Yeah,
because wrestling is just a means to an end for opening a pet shop. So he wants to do the same thing in this world.
We're just wrestling so we can get surgery.
That's true. We're wrestling so we can be in someone else's pet shop.
Yeah. Reverse pet shop, where that's where you pet them and they pet you.
Ooh, we get to pet also?
Two-way pet shop.
Two-way. I love it.
Petting zoo is what I'm trying to say.
Two-way petting zoo.
It's been a long day, Scott.
It's okay. We only have like 12 more movies.
Oh.
And then we're good.
I could be at home roster editing right now.
You could have edited so many rosters by now. It's crazy. So he's like, well, I'll take the job of subduing these monsters and keeping them from attacking the town. And so he's like, which one pays the most? Give me the craziest monster. And then he goes out and finds the craziest monster and hugs the shit out of it and subdues it, and then they're friends. And then he just like takes takes the monster home, and then it's his pet, and they're buds, and that's just sort of like the rinse and repeat of
that's the recurring thing. Like every episode is just another monster. I'm gonna go save it.
Yeah.
Now it's my pet, and I love it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I love getting transported to a different universe and immediately deciding that their entire culture is wrong and showing them how to do it better.
I like being transported.
Like, I feel like that's how I would be in China.
I like being transported to another universe where it's your perfect ideal universe.
Yeah.
Like, you could have got sent to a universe where, like, I don't know, every single person, like, everyone has a penis.
Sure.
So you have to have penis sex.
Penis sex.
Right?
Yep.
Or everyone's, I don't know, Jewish. And then you're stuck with all these Jews.
Yeah.
But you get sent to a universe where there's people who have tails and ears and comically oversized large breasts.
Absolutely.
Granted, that's a vampire, not a...
True.
But whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, you could do a lot worse.
You could.
Is what we're saying.
You could.
So he makes friends with a, like, half dragon girl, and by half I mean 1/100th.
Well, he makes friends with a cat girl first.
A cat girl first, yeah.
And then he meets who he thinks is a bad guy of a dragon girl, but it's not actually a bad guy.
She's just hungry.
Like, she's just hungry all the time.
Yeah.
And she has a handler who's a disgraced vampire who's got Carmela? I don't know what the fuck her name was. Something. Carmela?
Yeah.
Has just like her tits.
Carmilla.
Yeah. Her tits are insane.
Yeah, they're nuts.
They're so big.
Busting out.
And they're always almost. And then he gives her like German suplexes all the time.
Yep.
And she's laying with her coochie in the air and her boobs almost out. Like it's. So Scott,
strong stuff.
We dropped bombs on him. Well, we didn't, but.
We would have.
I wrote, it's very hard to not be sexually attracted to cat ladies.
Yes.
But, like, why would I not want to be sexually attracted to them?
Obviously.
Then I did not like the fact that he was losing his mind over how hot the wolf girl was. Yeah. And I was like, you could do better.
You could do better.
You could do way better.
I can't remember who they were... because the quote-unquote dragon girl was, like, causing some trouble in town, and he was like, trying to trap her basically, and he did with food, but in the most adorable fashion. And then someone stumbled upon him with her in the cage he caught her in, and
he said out loud, like, oh, I guess it'd be a really bad time for somebody to see.
Oh, and she said it to him. Yeah, she's like, you have a lolly in a cage in the middle of the night. How is that not suspicious?
Yeah. And then he goes, well, yeah, I don't want somebody to see me and think I'm some kind of pervert.
Yeah.
And then from the background off screen, you just hear a bunch of town folks yell like,
pervert.
Hey, look at that pervert with that little girl in a cage.
And I can't remember who this was said about. Mm-hmm. But it's the truest spoken line in the series. She's got no tail, no animal ears, doesn't pay rent, forget her. I don't know which one that was about, but
there's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's harder to do a 13 episode series than it is to do a 2-hour movie. Even though it's not time frame.
Yeah, it was like maybe 3 hours.
It's like context, right? Like it's like that every episode has a lot going on because they're only 20-minute episodes. So there's like so many like lines and things you'd make notes forever. I don't remember the context of this. I just wrote it down that at one point he said that you can repay me with your body.
Dude, I do recall that.
I also wrote, I do not love his professed love for all animals, including scalies.
Yes, and there was one thing, because there is the one girl who's... I like that even they call even the females beast men. That was always funny to me. But there was this girl who just had like lizard scales on her back.
Yeah. Or like her midriff.
Yeah, and it like you could clearly tell his vibe was like, could perhaps more of you be covered in scales? Because this isn't really doing it for me.
No.
He's like, oh, just that? Ugh. Yeah. I'm like, your heart's in the right place in terms of being more animal, but it's a fucking scaly at the end of the day, dude. You can do better. You got the cat girl right fucking there. Come on, man.
Right there. Even the wolf girl is better.
Even the wolf girl was better.
I wrote, I like how sexually traumatized the wolf got later on. The wolf man got later on.
Like full PTSD. Like he was having, like he wouldn't leave the house.
He was like depressed.
He was having a bad time.
I also wrote that
he got cuddle
raped. Despite the name of the show, his name is not Kemono Michi. His name is something Shibata.
It is Shibata, that's right.
And then there's like a Masawa. He names one of the animals Masawa.
Genzo Shibata.
Yeah. So Genzo, I love how much he loves animals and how much he doesn't respect women. Because he suplexes women, fights women, tries to make like when they meet like the other girl and he makes her into a luchador.
Yeah.
And he calls her like what? Like double something double XL.
It was something double.
And like he just like as a sexual object, she's not even a person.
It's at this point I'm going to turn it over to me from the past as I explain the privilege hierarchy, which Genzo seems to respect. Let's go to omnidirectional and then to turn it back after, like I didn't last week.
Hit her harder. You're almost appealing to Scoot.
It's okay, she's higher up on the privilege scale than he is.
That's true, kind of.
Yeah, it goes straight white men.
Here we go.
Straight black men, gay white men, dogs, women, retarded people.
So yeah, accurate, and I turn it back to unidirectional.
You did it!
We did it ahead of last week.
Dun.
Yeah, so definitely dogs or the more general animals or animal people over women for sure. So he's got that down. Genzo gets it. And and then the one other thing that like fully cemented just me feeling absolutely insane watching this was I guess he's just sort of like stealing and taming beasts in the night.
Yeah.
And the townsfolk thought it was a were-tiger doing it. I'm like, come on, guy. Can we...
Yeah, but finally, at least somebody's gotten off of Big Dog.
Yes, no, I'm happy they're off Big Dog, but it all feels very personal at me. What, did you find some news?
Yeah, but it's not important news.
Oh. Well, then you guys don't get the news. Maybe
There's just one guy for the Buffalo Sabres who scored 5 fucking goals tonight.
Oh, big day.
That's crazy. One more and he ties the record, and 2 more and he sets the record.
Wow.
Drew's Professional Hockey League corner.
Hey, we got it then. You thought we wouldn't? We did. So as it goes... Oh, I can't remember the scene, but I just wrote grabbing people one by... Oh, I think it was like in sort of the tavern where the... because he... they gave him a nickname.
Well, after the very first one where he took down a pack of Cerberuses, they started calling him Beast Killer.
Beast Killer, and he didn't like that because he doesn't want to kill beasts. So I think the second time he got called it, he just went nuts in the tavern thing. And I wrote grabbing people one by one, smashing them, and screaming execution is pretty fucking gangster. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like he's like OP in this world. Like he can kick everyone's ass.
He's like unstoppable.
Yeah, completely untouchable. So we go along to what was the reason that we needed to do a wrestling show in this world?
Oh, because it had been all these things he's been doing have just been like in his own time frame, like away from the city. But then when he beat up, because when they meet the girl, he turns into a luchador, and it turns out that like she was like violated by the guild that hunt the monsters.
That's right.
And he went in and like beat the shit out of every single person there. And then like all of the other town folks were like, yeah. And he's like, wow.
He's like, we could just do this.
Well, he's like, oh man, it's been so long since I've performed instead of an audience. Like, I love it. I need to be in front of people.
Yeah.
So then that's when he wants to do in front of the people.
Yeah. So
He did
they
it for the people, and he did it for The Rock.
They organize a pro wrestling show where, you want to make Scott feel more insane? How about the line, "This wrestling show needs more animals"?
Yeah.
A thing we say at every wrestling show.
I don't
And
know.
all we get is a fake wolf,
Yep.
a fake bear, and a
fake
third thing.
I just wrote the line that he says it at some point, I don't remember where he says to her, like, well, I do love your horns and your tail, but I'm not into little girls. I'm not some kind of weird pervert.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote in brackets in all caps, unrealistic. A professional wrestler that's not into little girls.
Come on.
Come on.
I will say...
Every single straight male wrestler
Is a pedophile.
is into children.
And yeah, so they put on a show. I do like that the result of one match was given. I don't know if it was him on. They finally got the Wolfman to come out of the house.
Yeah.
To participate, and maybe it was him because I think it re-traumatized the wolf. But one of the results of the match was 17 minutes 26 seconds furry Cobra twist.
Yeah.
Which I liked. So, and then basically what happens is the anti-hero is summoned, which is his rival Mao.
Meanwhile, in the real world, Mao has been stewing in his own anger over him being a coward and running.
Yeah.
And so
he's like, I had him this time. Also, you didn't have him. He was in control when he disappeared.
And he was going for his finisher.
Yeah, he was going to beat you.
And but he's become like this rage monster. Addicted to rageahol.
Yeah. Serious rageahol
So when
addiction.
the bad guy princess summons like the ultimate bad like monster demon evil guy, he's so filled with hate
it's him
that he gets pulled in.
Yeah. And then they organize a second wrestling show because the first one went so well despite all the property damage.
So there's a couple things that we missed before. There's like at one point because like they kind of tease sexual tension between him and like all of the girls kind of.
Yeah.
And at one point it shows him like being very lovey and caring, and then it looks like he's like down on one knee proposing.
Yeah.
And then they cut back and he's asking like a stray cat if it wants to live with them in the house. And I just wrote, proposing to a cat. How is this not Scott?
It's absurd. The whole thing, like I felt
hurt.
Like no, I felt like I was having a dissociative episode while I was watching this.
And then the other thing is just like what's Catgirl's name?
What is Catgirl's name?
You should have kept it up so that we could.
Who would it be? There's a Hiroyuki. There's a Shigure. Shigure.
And she's just like a total fucking klepto.
Yes.
Like every time he beats somebody up, she steals their swords or weapons.
And it's like, oh look, a sword.
How can I just find this sword on the ground? How convenient.
Yeah.
And then she goes to sell it to like a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, you have the sword of this and the blah blah blah. Like, how did you get those? She's like, I just found them. They're just around. I found them.
Yeah. Yeah. That happens like probably 6 times in 12 episodes. Yeah. At least.
It does. Yeah. It's very funny.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good running bit. And then there was one time she got something that wasn't a weapon. I think the last thing wasn't a weapon, and she took it to the weapons dealer.
Yeah.
And he's like, then convinced him he could make a weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And so they have the second wrestling show, and they have the climactic fight between Shibata and Mao. Mao in this Mao stood for some wacky ass thing, like macadamia something ogre.
Yeah.
But he wasn't an ogre. He was Mao, the twinky Japanese wrestler for DDT. And so they have their climactic fight. He the good guy wins. What do you know?
Surprise.
And he and Mao make friends.
Yeah.
They're like, because Mao wasn't the real bad guy. He
was just angry.
The people like recruiting Mao were the bad guys. So they got their comeuppance and fucked off. And Yeah, then the last 3 episodes are just full penetration shots of Animal Mask and the Catgirl.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Now, but those last 3 episodes are exclusively streaming on Fur Affinity.
Yeah, and in my brain.
In my brain.
So yeah, I'm glad I finally watched it because people have been yelling at me to watch it since the day it came out, and the reason I hadn't up to now is because as I said, like, I know I'm going to get furious at this because they are stealing my life, and guess what? I was right. Yeah. But now I've seen it.
Well, and the problem too is you can't watch fucking everything.
And you can't
we gotta watch
everything.
A movie every fucking podcast. Now we gotta watch like 11 every podcast.
Yep.
It's too much work. People are killing us.
Literally killing us.
You could have just, like, we gave you so many opportunities to just give us money and not make us watch a movie, and you selfishly chose to make us watch a movie.
Yep.
It's true. Fuckers.
Disgusting.
Can I throw you one little piece of trivia information that I forgot for Hairspray that it's a question for you because I want to know if you know the answer?
Oh.
In the classroom scene, a teacher mentions that Everest is not Earth's highest geographical point. She asks what the actual highest point is, and the bell rings. Do you know what the actual answer is?
Interesting.
It is. I'll give you the information.
Okay.
It is the furthest point from the Earth's center, but closer to actual local sea level than Everest.
So it must be something at the equator,
correct?
Because it's wider.
It bulges.
It's wider than it is tall. So something high at the equator. Quito, Ecuador. Wait, actually,
it's in Ecuador.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Quito's the capital city, but it's not the.
I mean, I'm gonna call that a huge win and retire.
I'll give it to you. It's Mount Chimborazo.
Huh.
It is closer to the center of the Earth, like from the center of the Earth up, than Everest is because it bulges at the middle.
Right. Interesting. Well, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't believe I got the country.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could have gone Africa, but
could have gone Africa, India. Could have gone Chinese, Japanese.
No,
no.
There's nothing in China.
Dirty knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1979.
1979's The Black Hole, recommended by Pseudo Scott.
Disney's attempt at Star Wars.
Disney's
or Star Trek. It's
bad,
kind of both.
Low stakes.
The lowest stakes.
Low stakes, not too many sets. Kind of Star Wars. And shout out to Pseudo Scott, who The Black Hole is not going to be on the first episode. But what Pseudo Scott did is he paid for the movie. Mm-hmm. And then after the fact, he sent more money to boost it. So that's on the table. Guys, you can boost.
Not anymore.
If you want
cut them off. Okay, fine, you can boost.
You want your shit done faster? Fucking boost it.
Pseudo Scott.
All right. So this other Scott fellow seems to have his head on straight.
He sure does.
Is what I'm saying.
At least one Scott straight.
So the movie opens in the year 2130, day 547. So we've kept years the same, but have drastically changed the number of days in a year.
I think it means it's day 500 and blah, blah, blah in space. I think it's what it means.
That makes so much more sense. And I never considered that.
Yeah. Or maybe because they're not exactly at Earth, and Earth is 365 days. So it's whatever their gravitational rotation is.
Welcome to Earth, Will Smith.
Whatever they're rotating around is wider out than what Earth would be.
These nuts.
So their gravitational rotation is more than 365, is what I'm saying.
Perfect.
So it might
Change
be year 2100 and whatever on Earth, but for them, it's different. Science. Space.
Science.
Carl Sagan. Anyways.
Billions and billions of stars. That felt like an okay Sagan in my head.
Not bad.
The eyes on the robot, on the R2-D2 type in this movie are a real choice.
You can't call that.
Retard D2?
Well, no, you can't use anything that's Star Warsy.
Hard R2D2?
R2D2.
R2 me too. There's 3 off the top right there.
Would you like a nice little piece of trivia about the not R2D2?
Yeah.
Vincent V.I.N.C.E.N.T. Was originally supposed to have more elaborate electronic eyes based on electronic stock ticker type billboards, which would have given him a greater range of facial expressions.
Oh, they didn't do that.
The electromagnetical eyes did not work properly, and the effect was abandoned at the beginning of principal photography.
So we settled on goofy cartoon eyes.
We settled on goofy cartoon eyes that are just on a circle.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, very stupid. And also, Vincent stands for something stupid. In the movie.
I'm sure.
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
The very early on in the movie, they referenced the UK having a space program, so I'm like, oh, this is fiction.
Well, they're not going to waste their fucking money.
I got very excited to see several people I know, namely young Robert Forster, who I don't think I would have recognized if you hadn't told me it was Robert Forster.
No, I did.
I did.
It looks the same.
Yeah.
So you got Maximilian Schell,
who
I don't know if you know him from things.
I do.
What do you know him from? Name 7 things he's
the
from.
Maximilian Schell show.
Okay.
Is it Schell or Schnell?
Schnell.
Yeah.
Schell.
Oh.
Schell.
Oh, okay. I had Schnell in my head.
He's in Deep Impact.
Nice.
He's Hans Rolf in Judgment at Nuremberg. And he's in John Carpenter's Vampires, which is an awesome movie.
Sick.
But also he's a great actor.
And of course, Ernest Borgnine.
Ernie, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy it hurts. Did you know that
You may know me as Sergeant Fatso Judson of whatever show he was on, McHale's Navy.
Yeah, that's the one.
That the one?
That's the one. What if I told you that both...
No, From Here to Eternity.
Whatever, I'm gonna fuck. What if
All right.
I told you that Vincent was voiced by Roddy McDowall?
Ooh, a monkey.
And what if I told you that Bob, the other one, was voiced by Slim Pickens?
Oh, I love that. I mean, yeah, I do. Again, I love that there was a country robot.
Yeah.
Not unlike, what do we have? We had Country Knuckles.
Country Knuckles. No, we had
Southwest Knuckles. But yeah, this was like hillbilly robot. Yeah. Slim Pickens, love it.
Yeah, so Maximilian Schell.
Slim Pickens noted recipient of Stanley Kubrick Lies.
Yes.
Hey Slim, this is a drama.
Okay.
Play it dead ass straight. Gotcha. Sold.
But Scott, this movie has maybe I should probably get closer to the microphone when I say this.
Sure.
This movie has the worst year of our lives, probably Hall of Famer, first ballot. He's Mariano Rivera.
100%.
100% of the worst year of our lives podcast, frequently known as The News, starring you, Scott Henson, me, the other guy.
Also, if anyone, everyone who got the Mariano Rivera reference, you're our real friends.
Noted
90s sports.
Secret gay.
Oh.
Back to straight. Anthony Perkins.
Yes.
Ah, God, I love man ass. But, I miss pussy.
He dabbled, and then he
dabbled for a while.
Yeah, for decades.
Yeah. It wasn't like a very, 2 weeks, and then I'm like, no, I don't like it.
Years and years. But then at the end, went back to trad. So, you know what? It's interesting. He's an interesting man.
But you know what? Maybe he should have gone black. Then he wouldn't have gone back.
True. Yeah. Perkins, a life well lived.
I love a man that starts out straight.
Yep.
Goes gay.
Goes secret gay.
Goes secret gay. Then goes back to straight. And doesn't look back.
Nope. Stayed straight.
Stay straight.
Maybe he got scared. Did he get scared straight? Psycho?
Maybe he was afraid of AIDS. Which doesn't come up at all again later in the podcast. Anyways, continue.
Yes, it does.
Ernie Borgnine. I can never not think of him in basketball singing "I'm Too Sexy," which I did earlier.
Yeah, it is.
And then my second note is secret gay, but then not Anthony Perkins.
Mm-hmm. I got psyched for young Robert Forster. He has such a good voice.
Mm-hmm.
great voice on that 4-star. R.I.P. Recently lost him. Yeah. I thought it was cute how they did the coming up to the deck from zero gravity move.
Like, wires, drop them.
Very cute.
Well, I read on the trivia that the original idea was to have everything zero gravity. The whole movie.
I love how what an ambitious failure this was.
Yeah, and then they realized
so many fun ideas.
They realized it was too difficult.
Oh, we can't do any of this.
And so they stopped it. Yeah. Like they were like, "How is Star Wars doing all of this?"
We can't do a single thing we wanted to, but we're still gonna make the movie.
Even
for some
though
reason.
we're fucking Disney.
Yeah, fucking dump it.
I wrote. Hold on. She can use ESP with a robot?
Yeah.
Where have I heard that before? Is she also a secret princess who's going to tongue fuck her brother later?
Yep. Yes, she is.
I wrote, what would sci-fi even be without Star Wars knockoffs for like 20 years?
That's true. We'd have to think of different stuff.
Yeah, like, if Star Wars didn't exist,
yeah,
what would science fiction movies have looked like from 1975 to, like, 1995?
Yeah, I mean, good question,
everything
honestly.
was just some knockoff of
some kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's $20. Go see a Star Wars.
Did you know that director Gary Nelson wanted to give unknown actress Sigourney Weaver the lead female role, and recalls that the head of the casting department vetoed him due to the unattractiveness of the actress's name.
Wow. And then she went and did a much lamer space movie in 1979.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
some bad one.
Yeah. A little obscure movie.
Space Monster.
A little obscure movie called Space Monster. The unattractive. No one wants to go see a Sigourney Weaver.
Have you ever heard of anyone else named Sigourney?
No, she's the only one.
Yeah, doesn't exist. Not a real thing.
No, absolutely not.
Not a real fucking thing.
That's wild.
Yep.
And then same year she does Alien.
Yep.
Interesting. I like that. And oh my god. This is Drew's last podcast.
I almost passed out.
I think it's very rude of you to die after one request episode. And I have to do all the rest
by yourself.
I couldn't. I would say I was going to refund everyone's money and then not, and then just never use the internet again.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to just do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Deal. And someone, the woman was someone, right?
Yeah, some French bitch.
Well, I thought I knew her from somewhere.
Maxime something.
Who are you? Nope, not at all.
Etienne.
Yeah, Yvette Mimieux. So no, not someone I know.
Yeah. So the idea is that there's like a spaceship in space, and they're doing experiments, and then they get a beacon.
They get a beaker.
A beacon from another spaceship.
They get a beaker. It's Harold Ramis.
Yeah. They get like a distress call from, and then they go, and it turns out that it's this spaceship that's been missing for a long time, and the main actress's father was on it, and then they go to investigate, and when they investigate, they find a lot of like android type life that's going on, and they take them,
and they find like the one crewman. Well, no,
they take him to their leader.
He was one of the main guys,
which is Maximilian Schell.
And he's like, me? Oh, I haven't been alone. I made all these robot fuck dolls.
Yeah.
I've been fine for 20 years or
whatever it is.
However long he's been out there.
I mean, they aged him quite a bit because he wasn't that old in
No, he wouldn't have been that old here.
Movie, no.
Yeah. Yeah, they bearded him up and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're sort of, I don't know, they're like poised on the edge of a black hole.
They're near an edge.
Near a black hole, yeah.
He's like studying it.
Yeah, and like they seemed so psyched about it. Like the movie seemed so psyched about it, and yet so unknowledgeable about it. I'm like, did black holes like get discovered the day before this movie?
Yeah.
And it was just like all the rage.
They were writing the movie about something else, and then
like,
somebody
black hole.
Somebody ran in with a newspaper and was like,
yeah,
put it in.
In fact, name the movie It.
Name the movie It. Call it It. I wrote, just the amount of visible fucking wires from that thing floating
A lot
around,
of wires.
like
A lot of wires.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just constantly see wires.
For sure. So the bad guy robots on the ship are
His name is Max.
His name is Max.
And it was weird to hear Max Shell calling it Max.
And they're like playing a target practice game.
Somebody kill those dogs.
But like the robots are missing sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that's not very good for robots. Like you should be able to program a robot to not miss in target practice.
I think we learn why.
Oh, I guess true. Right? Because they're not perfect robots.
They're not perfect robots.
Yeah. So I get
they don't have SPHs.
In hindsight, that does make more sense.
Robot.
Yeah. So Vincent, the little fucking talking trash can, like smokes these like more sophisticated looking robots at target practice. And so what is the context of this thing I've written down?
I like when you take notes on something from like a week ago, and then you're just sort of like, what's this from?
So who would have said it? Who's Slim Pickens?
Bob.
So Bob was talking about the android who he beat in target practice and then was very mad at him.
And then roughed him up.
He had his revenge, though. He did things to me that I sure don't like to think about. So robot rape exists in this world.
Yeah.
Like Slim Pickens got raped.
Just like how 9/11 happened in planes.
9/11,
and that
in fact,
means
happened in
that
planes.
there were terrorist self-aware planes that flew themselves into the Twin Towers.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's really something to think about.
Yeah. Do you think you can, you want to take a quick pause on the podcast?
I probably can. Did that work?
Yeah.
Oh, it worked. Oh, I was
screaming into the microphone.
Should we talk about what would have happened if I had just like somehow erased the 3 hours and 46 minutes?
I would be going to prison right now because I would have killed you.
Yeah. Like I wonder, like what would we have done? I honestly, it terrifies me to think about it.
I think we would have just not done an episode today.
I think we would have at least done it next week. Go home very mad.
Yeah.
Not at anyone, just at the situation. Maybe at me. I don't know.
I think
probably at me.
Be at you.
Maybe I'm. Yeah. Anyway, black hole. Whereas we had robot rape.
That's where we were at. It was robot rape.
One guy had an insane pronunciation of macabre.
Yes, he did.
Like he pronounced like the R-E so much. Like macabre. Yeah, it was. I'm like
Anthony Perkins, I think.
I think it was Perkins. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? You psycho?
Hey.
Huh?
Hey.
Huh? That's fun.
Yeah. You know what? Turn it off. It's not getting any better than that. We're gonna skip the last two. Done.
Sorry, Jacob and Archive. No, we can't skip the last one.
No.
Last one's a strong closer.
Last one's the winner.
Need a strong close. Yeah, I just had some general notes. Not quite Star Wars budget on this. Yeah. And the one dude from like the original crew, nothing like he met the bad guy on the stranded ship the same time as everyone else, but he became such a fucking simp for him.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought he's making a lot of sense.
He's really handsome.
So the reveal of the whole thing is the rest of the crew on this stranded ship aren't dead. He made Maximilian made them all into cyborg things. Yeah. AKA one of the lamest types of TF.
Yeah.
Imagine like he, for all intents and purposes, and for all intensive purposes, did the surgery, but like, what a fucking lame surgery.
Yeah, but that's to preserve them for all eternity.
Make him a robot?
Yeah, I guess the only way is like make him a tortoise. Or
better than robot?
A Greenland shark.
Or a Greenland shark.
Did you see that 325-year-old one that they found?
No, that's wild.
Yeah.
Is it a megalodon?
No, it's just a regular Greenland shark.
Is it the Meg 2?
It's the Meg 2. Get Meggier.
Get Maggie with it.
Get Maggie with it. I wrote, what a Disney way to kill off a character when Anthony Perkins gets killed. The, like, spinner thing through the book, but you only see him from, like,
so lame.
Collarbone up, and then he just kind of falls back into some padding.
Yeah, number one bad guy robot had, like, a claw thing that came out like an arm, but it spun really fast, and it was sharp on the end. So, yeah, it, like, basically bored into Anthony Perkins, but you didn't see shit.
No, nothing.
Not a goddamn thing. And he's dead. There's no two ways about it. He fucking got murdered. So yeah, how did we resolve, like, and the bad guy's deal? Well, like, it was the classic bad guy motivation of, like, for science.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go into the black hole.
Yeah.
And just to
be the first man in the black hole.
Yeah, to be a black hole man.
Yeah, which I'm sure there's a lot.
You're a man who enjoys black holes.
I've never had a black hole.
Not with that attitude, you haven't.
Nope. That's a brown hole. That's a brown hole.
Sure. Plenty of brown holes. So it eventually ends up that they have to go through it. I don't remember exactly what the situation was. Who's to say? It's a mystery lost to time. Or to me a week ago.
Yes. I wrote the big, like, end battle scene while they're trying to escape.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Looked like one of those...
Also, congratulations on being the first male to get long COVID.
Yeah, I know. Well, Scott, this is a bad time to bring it up.
A heretofore thought girl disease.
I'm a woman now.
Oh, we did it. Are you sure you're not? Are you sure you're a woman, or do you want to maybe be a bodybuilder?
I want you to hurt me, but not that bad.
Or do you want to just be a cat?
I'll be a cat.
Okay.
The final, like, battle scene when they're trying to escape, and it was, like, very much like one of those kids action figure toy commercials.
Yeah.
Where it was like stationary action figures standing on a thing, a platform, and then, like, on the other side they're just like pew pew, and then somebody's throwing, like, a rock, and they, like, collapse, and they're like, Megatron's been defeated.
I was waiting to hear in the background Crossfire.
Yeah, it's like a Crossfire commercial.
It was the Crossfire commercial.
And it's like, oh no, don't fall off that facade into that hole I dug in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they have a battle, and then they get into I don't know, escape pods or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to go but the black hole. So they do it in a hope for the best, and so Maximilian, the bad guy, goes to hell? Question mark?
A hell planet.
A hell planet, and the good guys go somewhere. The end.
Well, they you know for sure they were trying to set up a sequel with having the Maximilian thing on the planet, like,
Hundo%.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
They did.
How was the Black Hole 2?
$45 billion.
Oh, man.
In 1981.
That's good money.
It's the best money you can make.
That's good money now.
Sci-fi sequel.
Redline 2009 by noted good tweeter Jacob D.
That is true.
Who complimented your snap picture.
That is true.
So he says in his recommendation for Redline, it's a story about racers participating in a galaxy-wide race with cars on different planets. It doesn't boast a crazy story, but it certainly makes up for it in animation. In terms of either sub or dub, that's entirely up to you guys, but I would recommend the dub because there's a few funny lines the dub team took liberty in what the characters say. We had the sub, so... Yeah. It is what it is. And I'm a subs over dubs guys anyway. I would always rather have a sandwich than 20-inch rims.
Yep. No, for sure. I would rather read subtitles than have to listen to bad dubbing. For sure.
But I would like to know. I would like to hear what, like, the funny liberties they took were. Little trivia for this film is that it's animated in over 100,000 handmade drawings and no CGI. But because of this, the production took over 7 years to complete.
That was the one trivia note I wrote.
That is very impressive, and it's
super impressive.
It looks great.
It looks incredible.
Like, the animation is fantastic. It looks awesome. So we start in media res with a race on And the first characters we see are just audience members of the race who appear to be dogs.
I just wrote, fucking more big dog.
More big dog. And I wrote, they're all dogs with no tails? What fresh hell is this?
Where people are dogs with no tails. That's what hell we're in.
I hate it. I thought, because they were the first people I saw, I thought every character was that. Those are just
me too.
Some characters on this planet, but there was a wide variety of everything. So there's these crazy like elite interplanetary car racers, basically. And they all have sick nicknames, including one girl whose nickname is Cherry Boy Hunter, which I find disgusting.
She's looking for virgin boys.
Don't like it.
Or she's looking for boys to take away her cherry.
Could you change your name to Cherry Girl Hunter and not immediately go to jail?
I would be in prison.
Exactly.
I would be on death row tomorrow.
Yeah. No appeal.
You know what? Let's see what happens. Twitter, come here.
You're changing your Twitter name to Cherry Girl Hunter.
Yeah.
I like your style.
I can do it. I'm not afraid anymore. What am I going to get canceled again?
What are you gonna... Never mind.
Bam. Cherry Girl Hunter.
Well, look, shout out Jacob. Look what you've done. You've gotten Drew canceled again.
Do we know what his Twitter handle is?
Jacobs?
Yeah.
It was the John.
Yeah.
John Edith or whatever.
You don't know.
Johnny, maybe there's a number? You tell me.
Yeah, 22.
John Edith 22. Shout out. Hope you enjoy all the new weird follows.
Oh, I'm sending him a message right now. FYI, my new
is your fault.
profile name is a reference to a dumb joke. A joke. Scott and I made while watching your movie pick on the episode coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, and why am I even bothering to say it this far into the podcast? But I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to early release this for subscribers tonight.
Oh.
And regular release it for non-subscribers tomorrow.
Can you do that?
I don't know, but it is a thing that is promised in the subscription tiers. So I hope I can figure it out. I think there's a way to do it. I don't know if it's just as simple as uploading it, scheduling it for the release time for the plebs, and then just posting a link to it unlisted before that for members only.
Yeah.
Or if there's actually some sort of mechanism where you can say when it gets published for different tiers. It might just be like post the unlisted link, but we'll see what we can do tonight. No promises, but I'll get better at it. Keep giving money.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
Scott,
that.
don't make promises you can't keep.
But that's like my whole thing. The next thing I wrote was just this art is great.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
My first note is a woman driver, and she didn't immediately start driving the wrong way. Of course, only in anime.
Very true. Like this is this is clearly fiction. So the race we saw where our hero narrowly comes second was like the last big qualifier for the giant Grand Prix. The Grand Prix, which is being held on a planet that explicitly does not want it.
It's so weird.
Which is a very funny power move by the race people. Which of course is my code for the blacks. The race people.
I wrote, too many dogs with human teeth.
I know! Oh my God.
They all had human teeth. It was awful.
Jesus fucking Christ. As if, look, if they were good dogs, we'd still be kind of mad because of Big Dog's monopoly on furriness.
Yep.
But the fact that they're bad dogs with human teeth and no tails.
Yeah, it sucks.
Just a fucking mess. Get out of here. But yeah, I do the premise of the movie is insane. Like the planet you're hosting the race on is mad that you're hosting the race on it.
They don't want you here. Get out. No, we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it here. I don't care if they're gonna explode us when we arrive. Fuck it, we're doing it. Every planet gets one race.
Could her?
I like the setup. Now hit it out of the ballpark.
How about for Earth we just do white people? Is that what we were looking for?
Well, if anything, it would be a Chinese or Indian planet, Scott. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, the number one ethnic demographic on Earth is Han Chinese. So I think we can say whatever we want about them.
Sick.
Yeah.
Because we're minorities.
Racism equals privilege plus power plus population, and they fucking got it all. So I can say chink. Wait, that YouTube, that one's a test. That one's a test for you.
What? 4 hours into a fucking podcast?
Yeah, that's the test.
Pick up on
that's
you
the test.
Saying a racial slur to slant eyes.
It'd get picked up. It'd get picked up on Adams. So
yeah, but he has billions of listeners.
He does. So we'll see. That's a test. I want that lobster spaghetti they're eating in that one.
Yeah, that looked delicious.
Yeah. That I probably should have written myself more context here, but my next note is just tits ! We saw.
Yeah, because she's got her tits are hanging out like half the fucking time.
Do we see nipple?
We see full tits.
Yeah, we saw full tits. Yeah.
What did I wrote? I wrote there should have been a pre-movie warning about rapid patterns and flashing colors may cause seizures.
It is sorry, my next note is all caps with periods after each word. This is overstimulating.
Yeah, it was. Here's the thing. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been in my watch list and it's been in my Amazon wish list for a Blu-ray for a long time. And I didn't enjoy watching it because I felt
sick.
Yeah, just like overwhelmed with just like
it's so much. It's it's like peak anime autism.
Yeah, it was very harsh.
No offense, Jacob.
No offense. I also wrote that so this is just anime wacky races.
It sort of is. Was there a Snidely Whiplash in the mix?
Well, kind of. They were all those like weird characters.
Is that Snidely Whiplash or is he the bad guy in Rocky and Bullwinkle? Who's the mustachioed villain in
Wacky Races?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So who's the bad guy?
Snidely Whiplash. No, Snidely Whiplash is
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Let's find out together. Snidely Whiplash is Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah, Dudley Do-Right.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, Boris and Natasha. So who is
a guy and a dog, right? Because it's in that South Park episode.
Yeah, Muttley.
Muttley
is the dog.
Muttley.
Mustache. Wacky.
Well, you could just put
races.
Yeah, I guess.
What would you say the wackiest race is? Dick Dastardly. Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Should have called his dog Harry Hole.
I gave you all the clues.
Dick Dastardly and Harry Hole.
I gave you all the clues, Mr. Police.
Mr. the Police. What else did I write?
Speaking of which, there was an excessive force policeman in the mix. I like that.
There was. I wrote, oh, look, the woman crashed and burned.
First time for everything.
I said JP, which is the main guy.
Yeah.
Giving off some serious Archer vibes.
Yeah.
Like his character.
He was archery.
Even kind of his voice a little bit.
Yeah. Was he voiced by Japanese H. John Benjamin? Can I tell you how good a joke it would have been if H. John Benjamin's first initial was L or R, and then I could have said the other one for Japanese H. John Benjamin? We would have ended the podcast and done the last movie next time.
Yeah.
But you got off with a warning, H. John.
I got messaged back right away.
Excellent.
Oh, snap. I didn't notice the name change. Thank you. Time to give you guys a tip for both the
name shit
and the insider information that my request is being talked about and that I'll be in tomorrow's episode. Hype! 3 exclamation points.
Very nice. And and he also did a small tip in days or weeks past for the insider information on the full request list.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So enjoy it with my compliments.
I'm almost willing
Oh.
to give him a free one at the end. Almost.
We'll
We'll see how we feel. I might give him a free one, and maybe I'll just watch it for myself.
We'll see how big that tip is. I don't want to write checks.
Keep your eyes on your PayPal.
that my penis
Bruh.
can't cash. I will keep my eyes.
I mean, you can't cash checks with a limp penis.
It's true. Never have been able to. So when they're doing the big race on the hostile planet has some sort of super weapon on it that is in danger of being deployed, resulting in the most ominous sentence of the movie, with the involving the name of the super weapon. Funky boy must not be awakened, which is just a terrifying sentence.
Boy.
Funky
Whoa,
boy, funky boy.
Not to be confused with the funky weapon.
No,
I have a big problem with, I don't like how there's a bunch of anthro dogs, but the only cats in the movie are pets.
yeah,
Because the bad guy's got some Egyptian hairless that he creeps on. I don't like it.
No.
Fucking big dog, get the fuck out.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna
Kill all dogs.
What are we gonna do
Why would you
about big dog?
choose to be a dog?
If you had a dog, why would you? Anyway, we will eventually have to.
It's gonna be a race war, Scott. Or a species war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
You know what? I would team up with a Chinese cat before I'd team up with a Canadian dog.
Agree.
We're gonna have to kill Kelly.
In a heartbeat, we're gonna kill Kelly.
You know what is one of my favorite things about anime, Scott?
Mhm.
Is I love that no matter what anime you're watching, there is at least one character / group that are like, oh, they're definitely not Nazis. They just kind of look like they could be Nazis.
Yeah,
Because the planet that doesn't want the
like
race
police, military.
their logo is very much like it's not a swastika, it's not an iron eagle.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But it's also
I
not.
can see the Nazis wearing that.
It's also not a swastika.
and like
or
also
an
just
iron eagle.
wearing armbands in
Yeah.
general is very
It's a vibe.
Nazi. You
It's a
know?
vibe. Yeah.
But it's in like every anime. There's at least one character that is like a German general looking guy.
Yeah.
And we will not be talking about any more swastikas at all in the rest of this episode.
Thank goodness.
JK, there's one more. What else did I write? Some of the characters kind of gave me like Rick and Morty vibes. Like
Yeah.
the design mostly, because like there were the announcers for the race, and
Yes.
one of them like had like a TV for a head or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like they had some character designs.
They
that
were played by Jason Bateman and Gary Cole from Dodgeball.
yes, Cotton. Yeah.
We'll see if it pays off. Yeah, so the race goes down. There's a big will they won't they finish? Oh, the girl, I think Cherry Boy Hunter and JP.
JP.
Yeah. She crashes and then he's like, "Hey, hop in here, we'll win it together." And then they
She gives him a HJ.
she gives him an HJ
roadhead.
Yep. And then he gives her passenger side roadhead, the higher degree of difficulty.
Yeah, but still completely doable.
Completely doable. And they win. It comes down to the wire, and
Just under the wire.
And the second they cross the line,
He explodes. He
every
comes every
I wrote it down. Everyone just came at
Yeah.
the finish,
Yeah.
like walls were painted.
They've been edging the whole movie.
And I do like a movie that doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
They win the race. It goes, love, the end. Love, period, the end, period. Done.
Done.
No fucking around.
Nope.
So I like that. Any other
That's it.
bits and pieces
That's
you
all
had
the
there?
notes I had.
Guys, it's time for the last movie.
for this episode, and then only like 73 more to go.
Imagine if this was the last movie overall.
Yeah, we're gonna be so happy when it's done.
December and January are going to be a real thing.
Yeah. I can't wait for February. I'm already so jazzed for February.
I'm pretty psyched for February. But let's do this one. Orca Bay.
You mean like the company that owns the
company that
Canucks?
owns the Vancouver Canucks suggested 1988's Criterion Collection member Kung Fu Master ! Or in French, which I don't think translates to Kung Fu Master, Le Petit Amour, which is the little love.
Yeah.
Both have their merits.
Tell you that director Agnes Varda later admitted that the title of Kung Fu Master was terribly misleading on a commercial viewpoint. Some foreign distributors even bought the film with
thinking
the wrong
it was
impression
a Kung Fu movie?
that it really dealt with the wild adventures of martial arts warriors. That's very, very,
I like
very,
that.
Very
if that's what you're expecting from this movie, it is going to throw you.
It's going to throw you a little.
I will say that. So,
can I start by saying
I insist.
80s French people are hideous.
Yeah, they're
very ugly.
Yeah, they're like,
except for one specific child girl, but
they're like any era of British people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're like, because like there's a party in the back where they're all listening to Burn Down the Hot Topic.
Yep.
And every single one of those kids is hideous.
Yeah, they're ugly kids.
They're all like teenagers or like young 20-year-olds all drinking and smoking in a backyard, listening to like the New Order, and they are all just
it probably was New Order.
Fucking ugly.
Yeah, but you know what? They're funny kids because we get a real strong start where someone says AIDS. You mean ass-infected death sentence? I mean, how does that joke work in English and French? Or is there a different one?
It's like when you Google Translate Sami Zayn and it gives you El Generico. They looked it up.
I guess
They're
works.
like, how do we pair this together?
The system works. So very, very shortly in, I say and write to myself, I'm really hoping this movie is just... This woman is a straight up pedophile, but it's cool because it's French and there's absolutely nothing else to it. And
God, what did she even do?
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
Sex is sex. Just have fun.
So there's a woman with
an ugly woman
with a
very ugly woman,
terrible late 80s short haircut.
Yeah, and bad teeth.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah, maybe they were just mocking the British in this.
Yep.
Maybe this was a very conscious thing by that's true. We go to England, right?
Or at least British
expatriates.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
You're hard to say.
So this woman is like, it happens so quickly. She just immediately becomes infatuated with this boy and her daughter's.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think it's not like immediately, but it's like
it's quick.
I don't think it's like. Okay, I'm just gonna read you the no, because that's spoiler. I don't know, whatever. It's like a curiosity, but it's not a sexual attraction.
Okay.
Right? Like it's not immediately to
no. She doesn't want to fuck him off the bat.
I don't know that she wants to fuck him, period.
Who knows?
I think it's just... Oh, I mean, my note literally is, what's so fucking attractive about this kid? He's got a dumb fucking haircut.
Yep.
He's like a little bitch.
Yep.
He's like, what, because he smokes, so he's cool?
He does smoke.
We did establish at the beginning of this podcast.
It is cool.
Smoking looks cool.
Yep.
But I just don't get it. Like, it's not like... You know, if you look at other female sex predators, it's always like... Oh, this kid is like 15, but he looks like he's 20.
Yeah.
He's like ripped. He's already got a mustache. And he's got like a 9-incher. And this kid is like the fucking wiener.
It's like the opposite. Like he's in her daughter's grade.
Yeah.
And her daughter looks 5 years older than him.
Who her daughter was?
Charlotte Rampling Gainsborough.
Of?
of Nymphomaniac.
Of every Lars von
and
Trier
all
English
the,
movie.
All the Von Triers.
And she's done some terrible things on camera. Anyways, now, what if I told you that Jane Birkin, who is the main woman,
Yep.
is
an actual pedophile?
Is the real life mother of Charlotte Gainsborough and the younger daughter. Like the two daughters are her actual real life daughters.
So just a real mother and two daughters.
And Julian, the kid, boy, is the son of the director.
Oh, fun.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. I didn't know
you're watching your child's son, as my note says right here, straight up actually grab her tit and closed mouth kiss her?
Yep. Absolutely.
80s France. What a wild place. What a wild place.
The absolute...
Straight up touched her tit.
It was the 80s France is absolutely the Wild West of sexuality.
Let's go.
Just a den of iniquity.
Let's go find Roman. We'll go hang out with him. He'll show us all the cool places.
He would know the cool places. So yeah, after like 1 or 2 meetings with the boy, just like her daughter related meetings with the boy, because they're doing a project
together.
I think she just goes to pick up her daughter at school, but accidentally hits the boy with her car.
Yeah, but not even hard.
Like taps him, and like mildly injures his hand, and says to him, "Do you want to go to a pharmacy to get some Band-Aids or a cafe? Or hey, do you want to go fix your cut, or do you want to go on a date?
Do you want to cure your hand? Shoving it in my pussy."
It's true. Pussy juice does have healing properties.
It does.
It's the aloe vera of bodily fluids.
It'll cure the gay. It'll cure the gay away.
I heard that. Never tried it, but heard that.
Cure the gay away.
Was
I doing peaches?
Oh, not what I thought.
Oh, what do you think I was doing?
I thought you were doing the Fraggle Rock theme. Dance your cares away. Worries for another day.
I was doing
Cure the Gay Away.
Pain Away by Peaches.
So then they go to a cafe on their date. She's talking, she talks to her daughter about it, kind of justifying her whatever infatuation with the boy, and she basically says to her daughter, when I was your age, I had a thing for pedophiles, so if you hear anything about your friend, don't worry about it. That's basically what she was saying.
Kind of like, don't be weirded out if other young boys are into older women.
Yeah, everyone's doing
does it. I wrote, man, how fucking boring video games were. Like, if I got transported back in time to being like a 12-year-old in 1984, and I would
which you were,
and I would just be like, 88, I would just be like, talk to me when this is in like 8K. Like, it's so boring. Like, he's playing Kung Fu, like a Kung Fu Master game, which is
there's 2 buttons,
which is the name of the movie.
Yeah,
and it's just like, literally, what did I write? You just have to figure out the one trick, and you can beat the game.
Can beat the game. Like, there's not much to it.
These guys can only do straight punch.
Yeah.
So you just have to duck
and kick them,
and just wait.
Yeah.
Or then like he's punching butterflies.
Yeah.
Like, cool. You just push the button. Push the button.
Yep.
Push the button. Like, yeah, I get that it's stimulating in 1988, but looking back at it, you're like, this is dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to go back that far video game wise.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like NES games you can enjoy.
Yeah, sure.
But going back further, it's pretty simplistic.
And especially like generic knockoff games that aren't even like main games.
Yeah, this is a real game.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Kung Fu Master is a real game.
But I do
that I played when I was 25.
I do like the fact that 1988 video games are as managed as well as 2022 EA sports games. So, because they're shit and these are shit and everything's shit.
Yeah. So they go to an arcade and the game's at the cafe.
Yeah.
And then she starts like checking out arcades to see what other arcades have his favorite game, Kung Fu Master. And how many arcades are on this street?
I don't know, 40, 50?
Yeah, she like goes into one. She's like, "Do you have Kung Fu Master?" And they're like, "No, try next door."
Yeah.
And like, "Do you have Kung Fu Master?" "No, try across the street." I'm like,
I'm like, do you have Kung Fu Master? Yeah, we got 14 of them.
yeah, like there's so many. Is it the arcade district?
The arcade district. She actually gets in the hammock with you.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. And then, okay, my next line is, like, is a kiss on the hand from a child all it takes for you to realize that, like, yeah, I want to fuck him? Or, like, I want to...
Are you asking me personally that question?
You personally. If a 10-year-old... 12-year-old French boy was to give you a gentle, delicate kiss on the top of your paw...
Yeah, I'd fuck him.
You'd fuck him?
Yeah, I'd fuck him.
Okay, I guess I'm wrong. I guess
I'm the bad guy.
I guess I misunderstood the movie. Because literally, that's all it is. Like, like she like puts her like grabs his hand. He gives her like a nice little like
on
and
the she's
top
like,
of the hand,
gotta have it.
And she's like, oh, I'm so wet right now.
Gotta have that unmatured dick.
Yeah, like doesn't even really have pubes yet.
Yeah,
doesn't need manscaped.com.
Doesn't, but you guys do. Promo code CATS20. And all of these kids are drinking and smoking like they're in Mad Men.
France!
Like they're in fucking Mad Men.
It's France.
But
there's no age of anything.
Yeah, they're all like 12. It's crazy.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
it's nuts.
It's France. You start drinking wine at 10. You have sex when you're 9. Yeah, it's France. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and I guess this must have been when the kid was like alluding to his relationship to his friends, and at which point I wrote, does every single 80s movie, regardless of country of origin, contain the line, "You're not a fag, are you?" Because like literally everyone, it's crazy.
Legally, in the eyes of law, you have to ask your friends if they're, what are you, a fag? You have to.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So like he's not feeling well. He gets sick.
Yes.
And she goes to see him at his house.
Yeah.
And I just like
bold
made a fictional line of like, oh hey son, this random lady that we don't know,
someone else's mother is here
to visit you in your bedroom unsupervised.
Yeah. France, man.
80s France.
80s France.
You know what? Probably 2020s France, I would assume. France is a real shithole country.
I mean, France did make Cuties last year.
They did?
So, you know, things haven't changed as much as they did.
And this is at the point where he straight up touches her tit.
Straight up touches her tit. What's the deal with the AIDS backdrop of the movie?
AIDS was a big
Is
thing
it just that it was 1988 and we had to talk about it? Because it didn't, like, relate to the main plot.
I just kind of wrote, like, man, 80s AIDS fear seems so insane now.
It's nuts.
That it's completely curable and not even a concern for anyone.
Yeah.
Like, you get AIDS, you're like, oh, okay, I gotta take a pill, like, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Just snort PrEP, you'll be fine.
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't understand what the whole, like, I guess the fear was rampant in the 80s.
I guess.
So they're just, like,
I guess it was just like height of AIDS panic.
Where there's sex.
Yeah.
Although there isn't sex in
No,
this.
there isn't sex, and it's a girl and a guy. So.
Well, Scott, if you don't think that doesn't come up later, I'm not gonna.
Well, it comes up in literally my next note.
Oh,
the giant heterosexuals can get AIDS billboard. Where I wrote LOL and monkeypox too, right?
Well, Magic Johnson.
True.
Magic. Irving Magic Johnson. Well, I have before I have that note as well, but I wrote like anyway. So they're trying to find a place to go to like be alone.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, like my cousin has this like place above this place that we can go to, whatever."
Yeah.
And so then they get in the elevator, and he like. They close mouth kiss each other for a bit.
Yeah.
And then turns out that like he was lying about it. And my note, like that it was just like a place he knew about.
Yeah.
And it was like, why is she so fucking mad about him making up a cousin's place? Like, that's one less person that would be suspicious about you trying to fuck a kid.
This is good.
Yeah, like, why are you so fucking mad about it?
So they have like an argument about it. She slaps him and he slaps her the fuck back, and it's great.
It's great. Yeah, it's really
Big
great.
fan.
I enjoyed
At
it.
which point, right after that scene ended, I wrote, I hope they make up so she can fuck this kid.
I wrote that he had a really sick Nazi helmet.
And I wrote, France is gay for Hitler.
They really were.
Yeah.
They really were.
Couldn't get enough.
Nope.
Just like make us Vichy France
But you know
again.
why? Because it was Business Daddy.
It was Business
Daddy came in and they were like, "Ooh, I like Business Daddy a lot."
Yep.
I'm like, "No, don't go. don't fake killing yourself and move to Argentina.
Don't go." Yeah, so good.
Don't die on a beach in 1972.
He lived a long, full life.
What else did I write? I enjoyed that they had a bit of Fry and Laurie.
A bit of Fry and Laurie.
House!
Big fan.
And a gay man.
Yeah, and they were doing gay jokes. They were doing AIDS jokes.
AIDS jokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it kept coming up, even though it had nothing to do with what was actually going on. But
just AIDS fever was running rampant. I wrote, also getting AIDS from straight sex. How silly.
well, yeah, the heterosexuals can get AIDS billboard, and then made me think about monkeypox. And I don't just want to do a joke from SNL Weekend Update, but I watched Weekend Update this week,
Right.
which is the only SNL I watch now because the rest is literally unwatchable. But they had a good ass joke. Colin Jost had a good ass joke in Weekend Update, and I was like mad I didn't write it. Because apparently I don't know if it's the WHO or whatever, are changing monkeypox to mpox.
Okay.
Because they think
Monkeys will be offended?
No, because they think monkey is racist, which is dicey in its own right.
But it's not. Anyways. Continue.
And then Colin said, I never would have thought racial implications of that, but now I'm really wondering what the N in N95 stands for, which is such a good joke.
That is pretty great.
And like pretty edgy for SNL. And and overall I was just mad I didn't write it.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Yeah, nice piece of business. I like that she asks, do all women once in their lives fall for a teenager? No! They don't, ma'am.
Are you a woman?
You're a pedophile.
Are you a woman?
Wait, do all women once in their lives fall for a teenager?
Name a woman.
Oh,
name a woman.
Like any...
Scott, name a woman. Any woman.
I can't.
I don't know if I have anything else, really. I mean, the daughter finds out that something's going on.
The daughter finds out
necking in the backyard.
Yeah, mother goes harder than I thought, yelling, "You're just jealous" at the daughter when her daughter catches her. Amazing. Yep. I'm like, oh, we're doubling down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like the strong stance on like, listen, bitch, he chose me over you.
I'll fuck your friend if I want to.
Yeah. If I want that tiny, non-fully grown dick, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I think someone talks about reporting her for statutory rape. I'm like, oh, so statutory rape does exist in this world, because I was starting to think it didn't. I was starting to think it was all just chill.
Just chill. It's relaxed. It depends who finds out. So the kid doesn't really have parents. He has grandparents? Right?
Yeah.
Because doesn't...
No, I think his mom is at the place when he's sick.
Oh, I thought it was his grandma.
I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So the daughter finds out, and then she decides to stay with the grandparents who they're visiting.
Yeah.
And so the mom takes the younger daughter.
And also, the grandpa is the oldest man in the world.
Yeah, maybe.
He's so old.
So she decides to take the younger daughter and this boy who she's not the mother of on a vacation to an island off
Maybe
the
he
coast.
didn't have parents around, because that's insane.
I feel like there was something about like asking your grandmother something. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that
the
was
parents might have been
mentioned,
like long-term out of town or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, then they just go to a remote island.
Yeah,
and have a relationship with her youngest daughter also there.
A 40-year-old woman,
yeah,
a 12-year-old boy, and like a 6-year-old daughter.
Correct.
Yeah.
Quite a situation.
And
that she just leaves her daughter, that's the boy's age, just to her own devices. But sad ending. It doesn't work out. But the
surprise.
Like the boy definitely like won the relationship.
Yeah.
Like completely.
Yeah.
Because like she's there like pining over him.
Yeah.
And he's talking to his friends like, yeah, I fucked this older woman, but like she wasn't that good, and I'll fuck a better older woman later.
And she's ugly. And
I could
holy
have so
shit,
much
better.
Like this kid is gonna live a fantastic life.
I got to admit, I was expecting full pen.
I thought they might fuck.
I thought that they might show something.
Yeah. Like, we don't
even implying a blowjob or something.
We don't know that they didn't fuck on the island, but we were never shown, and it was never implied.
Yeah, there was no like.
We saw nothing beyond kissing and tit grabbing.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've written my own fan fiction that you can download at the top tier YouTube subscription. So yeah, this was a treat. I knew nothing about this movie going in.
Finding out it was on Criterion,
and then
insane.
First finding out it's a pedophile movie, then finding out it's Criterion, just like layer after layer of fun on Kung Fu Master, and we have a couple other Orca Bay picks, I believe, and I'm looking forward to all of those. So thank you to the Vancouver Canucks parent organization for picking cool pedophile movies for us.
Yep, and if you want to. If somebody else out there, wants to give us X amount of money, $50 or more, for Scott and I to watch a really good pedophile movie. Don't worry, I got one.
Rush Hour 3.
For like the 4 minutes he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also Chris Tucker was on Epstein's Island.
That's disappointing, but also pretty sick.
But also nice.
If somebody would like to pay $50 or more, for us to watch 2004's Mysterious Skin.
Ooh, I would love
some good fucking insane stuff in that movie.
I would love to get in on some Mysterious Skin. So yeah, have
you seen it?
I haven't, but I know about it. And I would love someone to pay me to watch it. Would love.
I had it recommended to me by a gay friend.
Nice.
With no context. And I watched it and was like, I don't think I can be friends with him anymore. If he thinks this is what I want to see.
Our relationship is over.
Yeah, well, he moved away.
Our gay relationship is over.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't call me old and fat, then I'll be fine.
Devastating.
I'd be devastated.
Oh my god. So that was the first episode of the All Request Spectacular in a tight 4.5 hours, baby.
Maybe we should do less preamble.
Maybe we should kill ourselves.
Maybe we should just kill everyone who requested a movie, and then they'll never know.
A reverse suicide?
Yeah.
Where we kill everyone but us?
You mean, so a murder?
Oh. Yeah. But no, I some murders are just like, I want you dead. Yeah. But a reverse suicide achieves the same effect as a suicide, just in the other direction.
Right.
Because a suicide is like, I don't want to be around anymore. No. But instead of killing yourself, you kill all the people you don't want to be around. So you do want to be around now.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Think about it.
Let's do it.
Don't have to ask me twice because it was my idea. Okay, getting a little punchy at the end of the episode. What are the things to hit? $50 late request,
late
special.
Comers.
Yes, latecomer special, $50 a pop. Get it in. We know it. We don't want more movies, but we want money more than we don't want movies. So get them in. Join and pay money on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@NotScottHenson. Click join, pay money. It will be worth your while. If not this week, another week. Keeping it general. I'm a Cameo star. I'm quitting everything to do Cameo if you guys light it up enough. Cameo.com/Scoot. Tell friends about the podcast who don't currently listen, and maybe don't tell everyone, Maybe not everyone will share our sensibilities.
I don't tell anybody about anything because I don't want them to know what I'm doing.
That's the right way to go. But I'm fine if other people tell people.
I don't know.
So we get some more subscribers. And of course, manscaped.com, promo code CATS20, but maybe save it till next week. Just make a note in your diary, in your day planner, on your Palm Pilot that, hey, all this stuff I need from Manscaped, I'm going to buy it next week once the new deal for us kicks in. So I think that's all the things. I'm exhausted. I need to have a good lie down. And if Drew is in my way when I lie down, I will lie down on Drew. And I'm calling that a hazard of the job. Drew, what are your plans?
Well, first of all, I can't handle that much weight on me at once. The whale was a biopic. I'm not saying about you. I'm just saying it's
just
a biopic.
Saying it was a biopic. Who?
I don't know.
Could be anyone.
Litterbox me, Drew Sarian, or stuff. That's all I got.
Truer words never spoken.